Okay guys, let's roll. This is part 2 of a now 3-part series concerning the interview between the Jewish journalist Andrew Gold and the British ethno-nationalist Steve Laws. I thought I'd better put in some background information before we continue with the rest of the interview, because now the topic turns towards Judaism and the meaning of Jewishness and the meaning of being British, English, Welsh, Scots and Irish. So you'll have to bear with me. First of all, a quick reminder of the people in the interview. On the left, Andrew Gold. I'll let you read the details there. Hopefully you've watched part 1 of this, yeah? So, Andrew, the Jewish journalist, Steve Laws, the British Patriot. I'm going to try and be objective when answering various parts of the interview. Okay, so let's move on. Now we know what we're talking about. We need to talk about the Jews and what it means to be Jewish. I've knocked a couple of charts up. I believe them to be accurate. So what have we got? What does Jewish mean? Religion, ethnicity, culture, nationality. So we've got Judaism, the religion, a faith with converts and non-believers. Jewish ethnicity, and I've just listed the 3 main groups. There are some subgroups, but they are small in numbers. These are the 3 main groupings of Jews: the Ashkenazi Jews, the Sephardi, and the Mizrahi. Ashkenazi Jews are sometimes referred to as the fake Jews because of their origins, but we'll come to that in a while. Cultural Jewishness, that's their traditions, language, heritage, and the different branches, if you like, of Judaism or Jewishness have different languages, different traditions. For nationality, I've only concerned myself with the United Kingdom, Britain, as I put it there. So British Jews are British citizens. They are not British, they are British citizens. Jews are very quick to point out that they are not white. In fact, I've just realized I'm going to have to add something to this video, the next one, to explain why Jews do not consider themselves to be white. On the right, we have Zionism, a political ideology, not a religion. Zionism, to me, is as deadly as Islamism. One of the worst types of Zionism, in my opinion, is Christian Zionism. Anyhow, as I put them there, Jewish, one word, multiple meanings. Now, let's have a look at the groupings, shall we? Jewish ethnicity, ancestry, heritage. Ashkenazi Jews. Origin, Central and Eastern Europe. Historically lived in Germany, Poland, Russia, Lithuania. Hardly the Middle East. And the Sephardi Jews. After expulsion in 1492, they settled in North Africa, Turkey and the Balkans. The Mizrahi Jews, origins Middle East, North Africa, includes Jews from Iraq, Iran, Yemen, Syria and Egypt. Oh, I forgot Ethiopia. Okay. Ashkenazi Jews are the Jews that you see in the movies, mainly in America. Blue eyes, blonde hair. The Sephardi Jews are what I really call the Semites, if you like. They are more Arabic than European, and they are the Sephardi Jews. In Israel, they are the ones that you normally see wearing the the black suits, the little black hats, and the dreadlocks, or whatever they call them. Quite interesting. They're exempt from military service, stuff like that. They believe their job is to pray for Israel, not to fight for it. A lot of conflict between the Sephardi and the Ashkenazi Jews in Israel over military service. The Mizrahi Jews, I know little about them, sorry, and didn't have the time to do more. Let's have a look at some of their actresses. These are famous Ashkenazi Jews, just to give you an idea what they look like, I suppose. Natalie Portman, Scarlett Johansson, Mila Kunis, Emmy Rossum, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Winona Ryder, Rachel Weisz, attractive looking women. Then of course you've got the actors. Adam Sandler, Ben Stiller, Jake someone or other, Paul Rudd, Andy Samberg, Michael Douglas, his father, Carl Douglas was it, Dustin Hoffman, Harrison Ford, and many more that you could probably list. Just having a pause here. I'm going to play you a little bit of this clip now. From Big Jewish Ideas, Ashkenazi versus Sephardi Jews, to show you some of the differences. Okay, let's go.
Before getting into the list, a quick review of who these two groups are. Ashkenazi Jews originally came from Germany, France, and Eastern Europe, while Sephardic Jews originally came from Portugal and Spain, and later lived in all of these places. Notably, there's a lot of overlap in who lived where, and not all Jews neatly fit into these two categories, not by a long shot. Mizrahi Jews, for instance, are largely from the Middle East, and they share many customs with the Sephardic Jews. So much so that in Israel, many think of them as one group. And then there are Ethiopian Jews, Italkim, and many others. But in America, these are the two biggest groups of Jews. And living in these separate areas created many differences, beyond just the shade of the color of their skin. Number 1, the food. Bagels, matzo ball soup.
Well, we're not interested in the food, are we, guys? That's just to give you some of the idea. Right, I think I'll end this introduction to the Jewish race. Very brief one as it is. I suppose it would take years to write a proper, create a proper video on about just who the Jews are and what they've done through history. They've done a lot. All people and countries have done a lot for them. But there we go. So the next part, I'll work on part 3 now, guys. The final part of the video between Andrew and Steve, and hopefully I'll be able to get it out sometime tomorrow morning. I'll get this uploaded as quickly as possible. You've been listening to The Green Arrow, Paul Morris. See you in the next one.